Hi guys, let's do a read really quick with you and me. I'm rearranging my house again. It's true, my friends. We've got growth in the cards right now. You are starting to figure things out. Starting to know what life is all about. You're starting to overcome your doubts. And you know that there's land underneath every single drought. And you are no longer wasting time to pout. You're also not looking for clout. You are just being you. I see that you've been setting boundaries and you found faith in being an individual. Some of you guys are single parents. Some of you guys also went after a relationship in particular that you have been trying to pursue for quite some time that maybe people in your life were against. But you did not allow those people to dictate your outcome, your future, your decisions. Some of you guys went ahead and kept a baby. People might have been encouraging you to not have this baby, and I feel like you set boundaries and you went for this relationship and you just went after a particular goal or dream without really anything. You didn't have anything, and you didn't have support. You didn't even have support all the time, really, from the person that you got pregnant by, probably. Some of you guys got somebody pregnant that just maybe wasn't feeling the pregnancy either, you know? A lot of women go through postpartum depression and stuff like that. And, you know, there's a lot of times, you know, it's crazy, but I see it happen a lot too in the salon where people, it's like the opposite. I hear parents that have kids, they really don't want to hang out with their parents. And the parents really want to hang out with the kid. And I know people like us, we've always wanted to hang out with our parents. We you know, it's crazy, you know, I just think, man, I wish, you know, I got to hang out with mine. And then I hear about us, you know, telling stories about what I just said. And I feel like in this relationship, you know, that could possibly be one of the issues. Maybe one of you guys wanted to do certain things and the other one just really didn't. And maybe some of you guys had to just venture out and honestly say, you know what, that's fine. I'm still going to keep the baby. I don't know why I'm coming up with this. Sorry for those of you that it doesn't resonate with in the beginning. I know that this is very specific, but I just feel like for some of you guys, you knew that against all odds, you know, honestly, you were not prepared for this. You didn't know what you were going to do. You don't have a lot, but you have a lot of love, and that's all that you needed. See what's going down here. You're very authentic too, by the way. Nobody else is like you. Very unique. You're very different. You're very lovely. In a good way. I really like your energy, and I also saw the pure card, so you're just a divine being. And I did actually say in a read probably yesterday that the reason why you were actually supposed to hook up with this person and why you guys have such a strong connection to each other is because you were supposed to make a baby, and you're supposed to keep the baby. And it would be crazy if you did that to some people because you maybe don't have anything in order. And they're like, this is so irresponsible. What are you two doing? You should have never gotten pregnant, Martha. This is that baby. That's crazy. I forgot about that. That's awesome, dude. I don't even know. Maybe that's why. Some of you guys actually are pregnant right now, and you're like, I don't even know how I'm going to do this. I don't know how we're going to do this. This is such a bad idea. It's not, guys. It's okay. I thought the same thing with me and James. I knew dang well where we were headed in our relationship, which was, he's dead today, and I have 3 kids. I raised them I have one here. My son pretty much lived here half his time, and the twins never lived with me. They just come back and forth, and I pay child support, and I'm a baby daddy. But I saw that happening, and I personally was like, I'm not gonna do this. I can't do this. I'm gonna terminate the pregnancy. I was freaking out. My mom convinced me not to do it, and I ended up keeping the kids, and they're wonderful. And yeah, I do have to pay child support, and I knew that I couldn't take care of them, but I did it anyway. And I am so glad I did. Those kids are so smart. Oh my gosh, they're the freaking best thing I've ever even seen in my life. I couldn't even imagine if they weren't here with me today. They're perfect in every way. If you were partying, because I didn't know I was pregnant for probably a few months. That's what my concern was. I was scared, I was like, oh my gosh, like, are the kids gonna, because I was pregnant with twins. Found out I was pregnant with twins. I was 20. It was crazy. I was in a crazy relationship. We were not getting anywhere positive, and we never did. But I did. I came up here and moved away and left him, and I kept the babies. And it didn't work out exactly how, every mother's dream would, but they're alive and they're healthy, and I'm alive and I'm healthy, and I don't regret keeping them at all. I would have definitely regretted much more not. So I'm proud of you for doing the right thing, and just know that it will work out for you. Yeah, rites of passage. You'll be granted access to any direction or anything that you want. Don't worry about that. When you're this pure and as beautiful as you are, there's no way that you wouldn't advance. You're working for the divine, for sure, at this point. When you have faith that you can do this alone, that you have everything that you need with you as you go already, you have faith. That's faith. You're working for the divine, and the divine is blessing you. They will care for you. You're being literally guided through 1,000%. You're safe. You are on the right track, and you don't have anything, but you're pretty much like, just picture Virgin Mary. She freaking got pregnant. She had nothing. She was freaking scared, trying to figure out everything. She had nowhere to go. She had her baby in a freaking cow barn. That people decorate this thing on Christmas, and they have this barn set up and all these hay bales and a baby in it, and like the reality of that, you guys, is crazy. What if you had your baby, after running for your life, trying to keep him alive, in a freaking barn on a hay bale? Would you literally decorate it on Christmas? And no. Along the way, honestly, in my opinion, people got real weird about how they started to celebrate things. What happened to Jesus was not cool. Not cool. And I actually am not okay with it. And I do understand the story, and I'm not okay with it. That's bullshit. Friggin', I wish we were alive, honestly, when Jesus was around. I get so mad about that. I know I messed up everything. This person knows they're a fuck up. I look for you everywhere in the reverse. Yes, baby?
Can you hand me the bleach?
The bleach? No, what for?
Oh, my bathroom. Just want to make some clean water.
No, that's for laundry. That you have bleach cleaner. The bleach is already in the cleaners.
Can I have some cleaner?
Yeah. Do you not have a blue one up there, honey? This one has like bleach in it, and I gave it to you already. You have it up there. It's the blue one. It's called Power Tough Soap. Fuck stuff. But here's another one if you need. This one has a really strong scent though. I mixed it with the pine salt, and it has like actual like bathroom deep disinfectant. It is strong in the nose. Do you want that little bathroom spongy cleaner thing?
Yes, please.
It actually works pretty good. But that one, okay, so spray everything down real good, and then walk away. You can empty your garbages or whatever, and then come back and scrub crap. Yeah. That one might choke you out. Do be careful.
I have my window open.
I know. I just noticed the strength of it was no joke. Will you shut my door, honey bunny?
Yeah.
Well, I said it in the reverse, but honestly, as I dropped it down, it kind of looks like it's in the upright, so I don't know. Maybe one of you looks for the other one everywhere, and the other one, honestly, is just kind of like literally just doing stuff right now that has their mind very much caught up and a very big distraction. In the meanwhile, you're being asked to manifest your dreams, which is a happy home, happy family. don't stop being on track because this person's not where you're at. You're not going to give up on this person. We both know this. And if they come around, they will. But as you grow into the person that you're becoming, things will change for you. For me personally, of course I miss James. I moved to a brand new city. I gave up our apartment. I gave up my phone. I wasn't allowed to talk to him at all. I was against the rules. If I talked to him, I would have lost my daughter. CPS would have taken her. And if he was have talked to me, he would have went to jail because we both had the same Department of Corrections probation officer, Jeremy, and we just both had the same case officer. And not to mention, I mean, it was a small town, so they knew everything that we were up to all the time. And if they didn't, our moms did. We had very good families, honestly. Stayed on top of our stuff regularly. They reported us, no shame, anytime, every time. We had a lot of, honestly, good support. So we didn't get away with much. So it wasn't easy, honestly, but, you know, when the time came around to have met him again, it was about 9 months after I came up here, I seen him. And he wasn't doing good. He was back to, I don't even know if he ever even honestly got good, but he was up to the same old stuff, you know, that we used to do, and that's not what I was into anymore. And that'll be what will happen possibly for you. Honey, you want to help me move that up? Ooh, you're changing it out? When you're finished, you can help me, okay? I like changing the shower curtains. We need to order new bathroom sets next round. Oh my gosh, and then my curtains, aren't they coming?
Yeah.
Did you pick pretty ones? I forgot.
I'll show you in a second.
Okay.
They're the gray ones.
I know, I'm excited. Anyways, you know, we were just doing different stuff at that point. Even worse, you guys, honestly, I found out too, he had caught Hep C and a few other things over the period of time. So, of course, you know, I go and freaking check myself. Luckily, I did not have it. I'm not gonna lie, you know what? I will never forget the way that he reacted when I told him that I did not. I checked myself 3 different times every 6 months for about 1.5 years straight after that because we know, we hear rumors about it just laying dormant and you not really knowing, you know, but when I did tell him that I did not have the things that he did, felt like he looked disappointed, honestly, in a way. And I know that's messed up to say. But the truth is that at the end of the day, sometimes when we don't choose to make the changes that we are asked to, those sometimes can be the consequences. Thank God we did go separate ways. I would have had all of the stuff that he had, which I heard a rumor he got AIDS too. AIDS and Hep C, are you fucking kidding me? You know, at least we know Hep C is curable if you do treatment correctly, and, you know, I've never known anybody that could, because you have to stay clean for 6 months before they will begin treatment with you if you get Hep C, which wouldn't have been a problem for me at the time, but honestly, it would have been a dent to my self-esteem. And it would have been harder even more because I would have known I should have left him years ago. You know what I mean? So, to be honest, you can prevent so many major things from happening by following universal guidance. Know that I still love James, like, regardless of that situation. And I did have a few different opportunities. In fact, I did actually re-hook up with them probably a little over a year later. I didn't enjoy it. I actually just didn't trust him. And I didn't let him take our kid anywhere alone. And I ended up actually just saying I'm not doing this, and I did end up kicking him out and doing the right thing. He did try to stop me from having this baby. He tried to get me to lose the baby because I actually did stand up against him. He contacted my caseworker and my apartment manager on 2 different occasions, trying to get me to lose my place and trying to say that we were hanging out together behind their back. And he knew that if they found that out, I would have lost our daughter. And you know, I told you about his look in his eyes when I told him I did not have the same results that he had when it came to the testing. And he literally was that way. I learned with him that no matter how madly in love with somebody I was, he would have rather kept me on a low level with him than put effort in to step his own game up. If it meant that I lost everything that mattered, everything to me, he wasn't willing to put in that effort. But I would have lost it all. You know what I mean? I love all of these things. I love them. I love him. I love my family. I love the kids. I love myself. Like, what do I do? What do? You just do what matters to you the most and go in order of that. I knew that I wasn't going to be able to live with myself if I lost our daughter. And I was out of chances, and some of you guys might be in that situation yourself. Maybe they're out of chances with you. And you know that you've had enough. But there just gets this... Eventually, it just gets to this point where it's like, we can't do this anymore. This is really unhealthy, and we can't do this. And that's what it is, right now for you guys. And, I just come back, allow this person to do whatever they're doing, and you grow. You need to work on yourself. I didn't get with anybody new for a long time. The first date I went on, it was I think it was 9 months after I moved to Spokane. I was ready to mingle. I've seen this guy on a Harley at an AA meeting, and even though we're not supposed to hit it, people there, you know what I mean? I thought he looked good because he was driving his Harley. I don't want to ride on the back, I was wrong. He had a little, it was like this big, and I was like, what is that, a roly-poly, and then it just went south from there. He told me that he did, not to make fun of him because if I did that, he would have had to make fun of me too. Okay. So, anyways, thank you. It was nice to meet you. We didn't do anything because I don't. There's no point in putting somebody in my book of do's for no good reason at all. But we did watch Avatar. It was a good movie. So yeah, after that, you know what I mean? And for this mate, James in particular, things got worse and worse and worse for him. I'm not gonna lie. Actually had another kid. He has 5 kids, 3 baby mamas, and he's there for none of them. If your man or your woman has multiple baby daddies or mamas and you're just another one added to it, you might want to think about that. The things these people say about these people, it's not false. There's no way that anybody could honestly be that big of a piece of shit and not visit their kids. And, there's a good person doesn't not see their kids. Even on the weekends that me and my mom have been fighting, I should have been down there. Could have been down there. There's no good reason not to have been down there. And even if I really didn't have a car or something, because it's a 5-hour round trip for me to get down there and back. It's not been easy to do my visitations and stay on track and follow that every other weekend schedule. Not to mention when court was going on. Every 2 weeks it was it was rescheduled every 2 weeks. And when you're dealing with custody, the custody goes where the child was born. I didn't live there. I lived 2.5 hours away. So 2.5 times 2 is 5-hour drive. Every Friday. Woo! Every other Friday. Literally. I'm talking, it was a 12-year chapter. No joke. Because, honestly, we're a very strong family. Very talented. Very smart, very wise. And the problem, we kept going to court and bickering back and forth. And we were pretty much, very much on the same level. We were all, exposing but keeping secrets. It was just, this really toxic and negative experience. Honestly, it was terrible. But it finally got to the point where we just all, stopped fighting. It was hard. It was really hard on the kids. And it was too much for them. And it was horrible. It's horrible, dude. I can tell you right now, we made it through it. Some of us. James died at 27. And he was a good person. And I never be mad at him. I'll never be mad at him. He's a good man. I know that I met him when we were 19 years old. 19 years old. Think about your son right now, or anybody that you know that's 19. I'm 35 today. I can tell you, very much different than I was at 19. But I'm still growing up. We're all just a bunch of kids having kids a lot of times. And we gotta allow people to grow up. before we expect them to act grown, and people do make mistakes. They do have kids young, and it sucks, man. Because at that point, you know, whose fault is it? It is definitely the parent's irresponsible fault, for sure. There's nobody to blame in this matter, but at the same time, there's nobody to blame. Does that make sense? Like, can we all just take a moment to say, like, yeah, there has been an error made. But this whole world's caught up in a lot of fucked up shit right now, whether it's abuse or addiction and young parenting or no parenting or growing up in dysfunctional homes or prisons. I mean, it's just like it's endless. Human trafficking, suicide, it's crazy. We live in a crazy world right now, you guys. So let's just stop worrying about judging anybody at all, because it doesn't matter what the fuck anybody does. It matters what we're gonna do about it. We can sit all day and complain about what somebody's not doing that they need to do or that they could do better. But you're just putting negative energy out into the world, and there's already a problem at hand. We need a solution. We don't need another problem with the problem with the problem. I think we can do this. We're smart. We're strong. And from experience, you know what I mean? Like I just said, you know, you might get to a point where you don't want what you thought. You're not, as you mature and grow and you expand yourself to new horizons and you learn from new people, they're going to tell you the things that you needed to hear to help you advance and elevate and love yourself. Love the people that you don't, you know. Love is literally the key. And when we truly just know that we have no control over anything or anyone except for like our own attitude and the effort that we put into things, then it's different. You might feel sad, you might be worried about somebody, you might wish that they would have done a little bit different or a little bit better, or you might wish that they would be careful because they worry you, you know. There's a lot of things that we want for people, but just pray, you know, send that blessing to the universe and ask the universe, you know, for that for them. Ask the universe, hey universe, I don't know if this is a good idea or not, but I was just thinking, you know, maybe Joanna could use some help finding a new car. Joanna, you know, if Joanna would be interested, maybe if you could send her some kind of message or reach out to her and, you know, in her dreams or while sleeping, I don't know, you know, higher power, I'm a little bit worried about her, and I'm just giving this to you, and I surrender this problem to you, and I understand that, you know what is best for all the people, and I thank you for giving me the ability to see the needs that other people may have. I could be wrong, but just wanted to bring that to your attention, something that's been on my mind, and leave it at that, all right? And do your own thing. Make sure that you're focusing on things that you need to, because we need you to be doing your part in order for all of us to be on track just as much as you think the other person needs to be doing their part. You can't have him not doing his part, her not doing her part. Then you're worried about what they're not doing. Now we got two people not doing the part. So at least do your part. And just know that God's already taking everything into his own hands. He might need you to get out of the way so that they can work on this person. You might be the blockage.